Hey scholars, it is Thrilling Thursday. Happy Thrilling Thursday. I'm very, very sorry that I didn't get this to you yesterday, but that's okay. We're going to do our pausing point today and review everything we learned about the American Revolution, and there's a fun link for you in the description because today was supposed to be our field trip, but unfortunately we weren't able to do that. But hey, I have an awesome link with some great museums that you can visit online if you want to take a virtual field trip. So let's go ahead and do this pausing point, and then you can check out those museums and let me know what you think. So I'll give my quick shout outs. I'll go over the objective. We'll do vocabulary review, some true, false, some multiple choice. You're going to decide which founding father did which, and then I've got some written work for you as well. Let's take a quick look at our scholar shout out, and let's see who I've heard more from. ISU Redbirds. Still haven't heard from any of you. I've heard from parents. I know you guys are doing work. I need to see pictures of the work, or I need a text response about one question in this PowerPoint. As for the Ashford Saints, 2 of you have started getting in their routine of reaching out to me through mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, someone. So thank you to those scholars on Ashford who are showing what they know. Objective, objective, we learn all about it. I can review what I've learned about the American Revolution. Let's go ahead and do our vocabulary review. A large group that makes decisions for many people is called the government. A large group that makes decisions for many people is called the spies. A large group that makes decisions for many people is called the taxes. 3, 2, 1. A large group that makes decisions for many people is called the government. After the Boston Tea Party, there were government all over the city. After the Boston Tea Party, there were spies all over the city. After the Boston Tea Party, there were taxes all over the city. 3, 2, 1. After the Boston Tea Party, there were spies all over the city on both sides. Ooh, sounds scary. We pay government for things like roads and schools. We pay spies for things like roads and schools. We pay taxes for things like roads and schools. 3, 2, 1. We pay taxes for things like roads and schools. Time for some true or false. You can just shout out if it's true or false if you're at home. All right, here we go. When a person is independent, they need help doing something. When a person is independent, they need help doing something. Is that true or false? 3, 2, 1. That is false. When a person is independent, they don't need help from anyone. Goods are things people buy, trade, and sell. True or false? Goods are things people buy, trade, and sell. 3, 2, 1. That is true. The President of the United States is a very important leader for our country. Is that true or false? The President of the United States is a very important leader for our country. 3, 2, 1. That is true. He is a very important leader for our country. Volunteers are people who are forced to do something. Volunteers are people who are forced to do something. Is that true or false? 3, 2, 1. That is false. Volunteers do it of their own will. They volunteer for it. A person who has never climbed a mountain before may struggle. A person who has never climbed a mountain before may struggle. Is that true or false? 3, 2, 1. That is true. If you've never climbed a mountain, you're probably going to struggle a little bit. Representatives are the people we send to speak for us in the government. Representatives are the people we send to speak for us in the government. True or false? 3, 2, 1. That is true. We do send them to speak for us in the government. When you feel confident, you feel unsure about something. True or false? When you feel confident, you feel unsure about something. 3, 2, 1. That is false. When you feel confident, you feel certain. The colonists were angry they had to pay taxes when they were not allowed to elect representatives for Parliament. Is that true or false? The colonists were angry they had to pay taxes when they were not allowed to elect representatives for Parliament. 3, 2, 1. That is true. That is why the people of Boston dumped all that tea in the harbor. The winter at Valley Forge was very easy for Washington and his army. The winter at Valley Forge was very easy for Washington and his army. True or false? 3, 2, 1. That is false. Remember, they struggled. They really, really struggled. The shot heard around the world happened at Lexington, Massachusetts. True or false? The shot heard round the world happened in Lexington, Massachusetts. 3, 2, 1. That is true. The start of the war. The 12th Continental Congress signed the Declaration of Independence. True or false? The 12th Continental Congress signed the Declaration of Independence. That's false. That was the second one. We don't know if there were never 12 of these meetings. There was only 3 or 4. The original flag had 13 stars, 1 for each colony. Is that true or false? The original flag had 13 stars, 1 for each colony. 3, 2, 1. That is true. The Redcoats surrendered at the Battle of Yorktown in 1781, ending the war. The Redcoats surrendered at the Battle of Yorktown in 1781, ending the war. Is that true or false? 3, 2, 1. That is true. The Battle of Yorktown, 1781. Cornwallis and his men surrendered and the war was over. After the war, the 13 colonies had an easy time agreeing on how to run the government. After the war, the 13 colonies had an easy time agreeing on how to run the government. Is that true or false? 3, 2, 1. That is false. Remember, they were fighting for so long, they couldn't agree on anything. It's time for some multiple choice practice. So whatever you think the right answer is, go ahead and shout it out at home, okay? Let's get started. How many British colonies settled in the United States? A, 14, B, 13, C, 12, D, 10. How many colonies were there in the States? 14, 13, 12, or 10? The correct answer is B, 13. There were 13 original colonies. Our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., is named after A, Thomas Jefferson, B, Benjamin Franklin, C, George Washington, or D, none of the above. Who is Washington, D.C. named after? Jefferson, Franklin, or Washington? Or none of those men? The correct answer is C, George Washington. According to legend, Betsy Ross, A, refused to make the flag for the new nation, B, fought in the Continental Army, C, invented bifocal glasses, or D, made the first official flag of the United States. Which of these did Betsy Ross do? 3, 2, 1. D, made the first official flag of the United States. Which founding father? We did this last time, so this time I've added more questions. You're going to say if it's George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, or Thomas Jefferson. Which founding father did which of these things? Let's get started. This founding father was elected Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army. Is that George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, or Thomas Jefferson? 3, 2, 1. George Washington was elected the Commander-in-Chief of the Army. This founding father invented many things, including bifocal glasses, the lightning rod, and flippers. Which founding father invented all of those things? 3, George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, or Thomas Jefferson? 2, 1. Benjamin Franklin invented all of those things. This founding father wrote the Declaration of Independence. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? Was it George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, or Thomas Jefferson? 3, 2, 1. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. This founding father loved spending time at Mount Vernon with his wife, Martha. Was that George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, or Thomas Jefferson? 3, 2, 1. It was George Washington. He missed his wife dearly during the war. This founding father wrote Poor Richard's Almanac, a book full of sayings, poems, and stories. Which one of these men wrote that book? Is it George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, or Thomas Jefferson? 3, 2, 1. That is Benjamin Franklin. He wrote Poor Richard's Almanac. This founding father was the first president of the United States of America. Who was the first president? 3, 2, 1. George Washington. As you all have heard since kindergarten, George Washington was the first president of the United States. This founding father left Monticello to become the third president of the United States of America. Which of these men was the third president? Was it George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, or Thomas Jefferson? Final answers. Thomas Jefferson was our third president. Which two founding fathers signed the Declaration of Independence? Which two founding fathers signed the Declaration of Independence? George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson. This has two answers. Which two? 3. This is a tricky one. I wonder who gets tricked. 2. 1. Benjamin Franklin was 1. Let's find out who the other one was. Thomas Jefferson. Remember, as soon as George Washington became commander-in-chief, he left the Continental Congress to lead the troops. So he didn't actually sign the Declaration of Independence. All right, I'm going to real quick walk you through some written work you can do. If you have these papers at home, that's awesome. Do them. If you don't, that's okay. Notebook paper is just fine. I want you to use the word president in a sentence. I want you to use the word struggled in a sentence. I want you to use the word confident in a sentence. Once you've written those 3 sentences, have mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, cousin, brother, someone send me a picture of your beautiful sentences and you get that Grow Our Team point. All right? President, struggled, confident. Let me see those 3 beautiful words and some beautiful sentences. There's a little extra work. After all of these sentences are on the slide, you can pause the video, and fix my sentences. I wrote some sentences that have errors and I need you to fix them. So here are the sentences I need you to fix. We elect representatives to run the government. The militia was made up of volunteers. The spies agreed on which signal to send. Those 3 sentences have some errors. I see my finger spaces. I see that they're clearly spaced apart, but there are more errors. So go ahead, pause the video, rewrite those sentences with the correct way. You know what they're supposed to look like. You're smart. All right, guys? And that is it for our second pausing point about the American Revolution. After spring break, we're going to finish up the American Revolution, and I'm going to walk you through the writing project as well. Like I said, I'm going to include some amazing links in the description of this video that offer you museums that are providing virtual tours right now. So that means you can literally open up your phone, your tablet, your computer, and you can just go on these tours right from your living room. You don't have to pay any money. You don't have to download any programs. These are free virtual tours. We were supposed to go on our field trip to Cosi today, and I'm really sad we can't, but that doesn't mean that we can't take an awesome imaginary trip online. So go ahead, follow this link, check out these virtual tours. Let me know which one is your favorite. If you do go on one, let me know which one you visited and why you visited that one. Send me a text, okay? I miss you all dearly. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy, and have an awesome spring break. And I will be back after spring break with more amazing videos just like this one. Bye.